Hi friends, welcome back to part 2 of sewing spring and summer fashion trends. If you have not had a chance to watch part 1, go ahead and check out my video in the description box below. Go over and watch that video where I talk about shirt and shirt dresses and similar silhouettes. So we are going to jump right into the video and we are going to look at some of these styles. If you have not had a chance again to watch part 1, I talk a little bit about the color trends as well as the color styles. So you don't want to miss that video if you want to keep up to date on the trends and the styles that are coming out for spring and summer of 2025. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into today's video and let's look at some high fashion trends. Okay, everyone, so here we are on the Saks Fifth Avenue site. So we are going to start with Saks Fifth Avenue. And because I have such a tall order today, I am trying to share all of the beautiful things that I have found when it pertains to vests and separates. And a lot of the times throughout the editing process, when I am going back to get these patterns that I am recommending, sometimes I find similar patterns. And so in the editing process, I'll save those and put them in the video. And so sometimes I'm not recommending those patterns throughout the video because I found them after the fact. So just look for, additional patterns and recommendations as they pop up on the screen. And we are going to go ahead and start with this beautiful Carolina Herrera Cabana floral stretch cotton button front crop top. It retails for $890. And because we are taking a look at separates, so we are looking at tops, vests, and separates, I want to give recommendations for both the main item that I am featuring, whether it be a top, a vest, or a pair of pants, shorts, whatever. I also want to give recommendation for the full set. So if I can, and if I can find everything that I am presenting to you today, I will go ahead and put those things up here on the screen. So let's go ahead and start with this beautiful Carolina Herrera top. And this top immediately reminded me of the Vogue V 1944. Now that top is a little bit different in the fact that it does not have any gathers at the lower edge of the top, but you do have this long tie that wraps around the body. So it's very similar. If you want to get this drawstring look, all you have to do is size your pattern up, maybe a size or two, so that you can get a little bit more fullness around the waistline. And then you just take your ties and you gather in the lower edge of your top so that you can get this drawstring effect. So very, very similar to that Vogue top. For the skirt, we have so many different pleated skirt options in the community that will resemble a lot of the styles that you see coming out of Carolina Herrera and similar designers when we are looking at pleated skirts. The pattern that comes to my mind is the Simplicity S9712. Now, I recommend this pattern because it is a plus size pattern. It comes in plus sizes as well as regular sizes. And so you can basically use that pattern depending on which size you are sewing. But I love the plus size options. And so I try to recommend plus sizes whenever I can. I absolutely love this top. I think it's absolutely stunning. We do have a McCall's pattern that I made a couple years ago that resembles this, and I'll put that picture here. I think you can make several different options. I just chose to make the option where the drawstring is more so along the waistline, and then you have a peplum at the lower portion of the top. Now you can, I believe, make a shorter variation with elastic going around the waistline. And so instead of actually using elastic, you can definitely use a drawstring and get something similar to this top here. And as you can see, it does have like a very small peplum at the edge. It's just very, very small though, because that's mostly like the hem area. But when I saw this, I just thought it was absolutely gorgeous. I am a sucker for blue. Blue is my favorite color, and I love button-up tops. And so this really captured my heart. And I thought about maybe even recreating something like this myself. Obviously, I would make the peplum for myself a little bit longer. I don't really show my midriff area at all. And so I would definitely sew something similar to this, but I would lengthen the top. It's an absolutely gorgeous top, and I think we can definitely recreate this set with those pattern recommendations. Now we're hopping over to the Max Mara site. And to get to this page here, I'm going to share with you the drop down menu. So if you look all the way to the left of the page, you'll see in this drop down menu, we have new arrivals, clothing, coats, jackets, icon, bags and shoes, and accessories, and then runway styles. And so I clicked on the clothing tab. And inside the clothing tab, you have more categories. And if you look on the right, you'll see runway, ceremony, Max Mara collection, Mara studio collection, and then you have other collections. I clicked on the Max Mara collection. And when I clicked on that Max Mara collection, it led us to this page here where you see this beautiful Max Mara collection. And at first sight, this striped linen cotton trousers and vest really captured my attention because we are in waistcoat season. We are seeing a lot of waistcoats and vests, whether they be cropped waistcoats. We are even getting some dress waistcoats, some off the shoulder waistcoats. Like, we are definitely in the waistcoat season. And so it definitely captured my attention. So let's go ahead and look at this striped linen and cotton waistcoat that retails for $1,265 and see how we can recreate this. So here we have the striped linen and cotton waistcoat that retails for $1,265. Now, every time I go to click on the image, this annoying little tab keeps popping up. So I'm just going to zoom in the best that I can so that I can share with you some of the details. And so you can get an idea of the pattern recommendations that are very similar to this that I am sharing with you to get an idea of just how similar it is. So let's see if we can zoom in without the tabs popping up. So I apologize if the resolution gets, if it decreases, but this is the best that I can do on this particular site. So for this particular vest, I thought about the McCall's M8585. Now, although it's very similar in terms of like the neckline a little bit, the hem is just slightly different. So you will have to pay attention to that. If you don't want that rounded hem, you may need to straighten your hem out so that you get a more squared hem. But it is very similar to this style, as you can see here. It does have a split in the front. I do like that they're showcasing this in the black and sand color fabric. I think it's absolutely stunning. I love the return to natural fibers. We've been returning to natural fibers over the last several years. I can remember when polyester and those types of fabrics were just like all the rave, and especially with high fashion, but they are starting to return more to like natural fibers. And so I really love that about some of these high fashion designs. So this one here is a linen and cotton. So you have the waistcoat as well as the pants. And I recommend, again, for the vest, the McCall's M8585 or the Simplicity S3108. You can lengthen the McCall's M8585. I'm sorry, the McCall's M8586, because that's another pattern. I think you can lengthen that and kind of get what you need out of that. And then for the pant pattern, we have so many different Vogue options as well as butterick options and simplicity options for these types of loose relaxed fit type pants. So those are my recommendations if you want to create something like this. And again, I apologize, but this annoying little this tab just keeps popping up and it doesn't allow me to click on the images in the way in which I want to. But I definitely think we can recreate something with those patterns and get something like a similar look. Obviously, your fabric is a different story. You will need to make sure you pay attention to the fiber, the content of the fabric, as well as the not just the fibers, but also the print of the fabric as well and the colors. But I think one of the reasons why I like to choose these types of prints and styles is because they're very easy to make and the fabrics are going to be easy. It's going to be easy for you to purchase a fabric that is very similar to this so that you can replicate this look. When you are looking for styles to recreate, I would definitely recommend going with simple styles and simple patterns like your stripes, your polka dots, your zebra prints. Those types of things are going to be easier to recreate than say floral designs or designs, abstract designs. Those are a little bit more harder to replicate than your polka dots, your dots, your zebra prints, and your stripes and things of that nature. So those are my recommendations for recreating a style that's similar to this. So next, let's take a look at a few trousers and blazers. So they both have the same silhouette, and I'm talking about two outfits that look very similar. So this first outfit is the white linen trousers, and as you can see here on the very far right, it is featured in this beautiful sandy color. You have an oversized blazer, a waistcoat, and also trousers. And I think the entire set is absolutely gorgeous, and they picked a stunning model as well. Now, here is another set that is very, very similar to that, and it is the slim fit blazer in patterned cotton and linen. I don't know why they say it's slim fit because it actually is not a slim fit, but let's go ahead and click on it and we're going to see what patterns we can use for both of these options. So here is the slim fit blazer and it retails for $1,790. So that's just the blazer alone. I can see why they are saying that it is slim fit because it's not as oversized as the other one, but it is very similar. And so I'm thinking for this blazer as well as the trousers. Now they're featuring this with a dress, a striped cotton dress, but you can also get the trousers as well. Let's see if I can find the trousers. I don't see the trousers on this page. I'll go back out and I can share with you what the trousers look like, but let's just focus on the blazer first. And I'm thinking the newly released pattern by Nikki Brooks is the Know Me pattern, and I'll put that right here. But the trousers and the blazer would be absolutely gorgeous in a fabric that's very similar to this. And as I stated before, I love choosing fabrics that are very similar to this because it's easier to replicate. So let me go back out so you can see what the trousers look like. So here are the trousers. Again, they are very similar to the dress and also the blazer. You can create like this whole set here. I think the blazer, the dress, and the trousers are absolutely stunning. Let's look at the silhouette and see how loose they are. So they're not too loose, but very similar to that Nikki Brooks pattern. Now this one here, it looks like you're going to have elastic on the waistline, But we can definitely try and recreate that whole outfit there with the Nikki Brooks pattern. I think that would be absolutely stunning. There's a jacket on here that I absolutely love, and let's see if I can find it so that I can give you my commentary on it. And this whole collection, by the way, is just absolutely stunning. I love the different elements of stripe and solids, and the colors are just so vibrant and beautiful. They're traditional colors, but absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous collection here. Okay, here it is. This is the sleeveless gabardine jacket. It retails for $1,590. And as you can see, this entire row here is basically a collection. So you have the gabardine jacket, you have the gabardine wool trousers, you have the cashmere robe coat, and then you have a wool knit turtleneck jumper. And this is an entire collection here that I think is absolutely stunning. So let's start with the gabardine jacket. So to create this sleeveless gabardine jacket, I would definitely say the Style Arc Andrea woven vest would be probably the closest fit that we can use to create something like this. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's single breasted, which is for someone with my body shape. Single breasted items are, it looks more flattering on me. Double-breasted items usually don't look flattering on my frame, but I do like the fact that it is a single-breasted item, and I think it will look absolutely adorable on me. So absolutely love this. And for the pants, they are a little bit more of a wide leg pant, but we can definitely use that Nomi pattern that I mentioned in the previous showing. Definitely could use that Nomi pattern for the pants. So those were the things that really stuck out to me on this site. As you will notice, a lot of the garments are very similar to the ones that I already showed you. They just have a different color palette. And so very, very similar, but they have some outstanding pieces in this collection. If you have a moment, I would definitely say take some time, go on the Max Mara site and look at the Max Mara collection, and you might find that there are so many different things on this site that you can recreate. Next, we're on My Teresa, and let's take a look at some vests. So to get to this page, the only thing I went to the main page of this site, and then I typed in vest, and it brought up these results here. And I want to share with you a few of my favorite vests from this particular site, as well as some of the separates that go with these and how they look, and give you my recommendations. So the very first one is this Veronica Beard one on the very left of the page. We're going to go ahead and click on that and see how we can recreate that. I love Veronica Beard. I absolutely love, love, love the designs that come out of Veronica Beard. I also love the color blue. So those are two of my favorite things put together. So I'm really excited about this look here. So this vest is absolutely stunning. I love this entire set. It is just, to me, absolutely stunning. So we can create this outfit with a few different patterns. So the newly released Nomi pattern comes to mind. It's the Lynn Brunelli pattern, and I absolutely love that one. I also thought about the Butterick B7027 and the McCall's M8585. For this particular style, I'm particularly looking at the shorts, so we can get the shorts out of that pattern, not necessarily the vest. I would actually use the Butterick B7027 if I want to get the vest, but the shorts of the McCall's M8585. I mean, if you want the rounded vest and you want to go with that look, I think the McCall's M8585 would be good as well. But specifically for the shorts, I would definitely say the McCall's M8585 or that Know Me pattern would be absolutely stunning for this to recreate this look. The high round neckline, I'm not a fan of high round necklines only because I have a very short neck and I like to open up my neck most of the time so that I can have a look that looks more elongated so that my neck doesn't look so short. Most of the time when I'm wearing high round necklines, it appears as if I have no neck at all. Like you cannot see my neck in most cases. So even though I like the set, I do feel like for me, the high round neckline would be a little bit too much. And then also the buttons on this here, I think I would have chose a different set of buttons to go with this, more like maybe gold buttons or metallic buttons. I think would have been better suited for this because it looks more classy, and I think the plastic buttons kind of it doesn't look as good with this design here. But that's just something that is a preference for me, but I absolutely love the design. Next, we're taking a look at this Valerie denim vest, again by Veronica Beard. And I absolutely love this, but I love it as a set. So this set is absolutely stunning, and you can definitely recreate this set with a few patterns that we have in the big four. So for this set, specifically for the Veronica Beard Valerie denim vest, we can definitely use the Butterick B6901. And I believe that one comes in a plus size as well. And then for the skirt, I think the McCall's M8559. The skirt is absolutely stunning. I think it's identical. The skirt pattern that I'm recommending to you is almost identical to this Veronica Beard skirt here. And so I definitely think you can recreate this entire outfit with those patterns there. You just need the denim to do it. This vest here is probably my favorite out of the entire collection on this site. And I absolutely love this. It's a pinstripe vest. It's called the Lucille Pinstripe Linen Vest. It's also featured with a pair of barrel pants, and I think we can recreate the entire set. Let's see if I can find. So here it is with the barrel pants, and the hem is very similar to the McCall's M8585, and so you can definitely use the McCall's M8585 to create the vest part of it. For the pants, I think the Simplicity S3069 would be a really great recommendation, as well as the Know Me ME2109. So we could definitely recreate the pant pattern with this, as well as the vest pattern with the vest as well. So absolutely love this set here. You can barely see the pinstripes, but they are there, and I think this is an absolutely nice, comfortable set to wear. Again, love the fact that they are circling back to these natural fibers now. Absolutely love that. So those are the things that I really wanted to share with you on this site here. This one, this Blaze, I believe it's either Blaze or Blase Milano cashmere top is also absolutely stunning. I absolutely love this one. We just don't have patterns like this. I do think that we can try to recreate this with the vest pattern that we have. We have a vest pattern that is very similar to this in the sewing community, and I think that's a simplicity pattern, but it's not going to give us the same vibe. It does have a band around the neckline, and so it's not going to be quite the same. But this entire set here is just absolutely, oh my goodness, chef's kiss. It is absolutely darling. I love it. I love the styling. I love the handbag. I love the pleated pants. I love the pointed shoes. It's just the shoes are just slightly pointing out so you can barely get like a glimpse of the shoes, and so you can see how the shoes kind of match, and they are pointed as well. So I absolutely love this entire outfit. I think it was put together very nicely. And I would definitely wear something like this. I think you can wear this in a formal setting as well as a semi-formal setting, and you'll be good. This is absolutely stunning. So now we're over on the Neiman Marcus site, and I want to take a look at this Marie Oliver Estella Floral Peplum top. Now, this top here really reminded me of the newly released McCall's M8557. And so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to give some commentary on this, because we could definitely recreate this. And if you want to recreate the entire set, we can do for the skirt, we can use the McCall's M8066 or the Simplicity 9750. So any of those, we can definitely use similar versions of those skirts to get like a similar look. So I definitely think there are a lot of patterns out there for us to make these tiered skirts. But this peplum top specifically, this is something that has recently been released, and recently we've been seeing tops like this in high fashion as well as department stores alike. And so we can definitely see the vision and where that has come from. It is a relatively newish design, and so definitely can recreate something like this. The fabric selection is a different story for me. I don't know if I would select this particular fabric, but definitely can see the vision and see past the fabric to see how one can create something like this, and like maybe a denim or a solid, and the denim, I mean like a chambray, like a really lightweight summery type denim, or some type of solid color would be absolutely gorgeous with something like this. And if I were to use any print at all, it would be maybe like a dotted fabric, or something that is not too like too many florals or too many lines, too many like abstract lines or anything like that. Too much detail, I feel like will take away from the features of the pattern, because we have quite a few features here, and you want to see those features. So you want to see the bow detail, you want to see the gather detail around the sleeve head, and then also the peplum detail that also has gathers. And so I think a lot of that gets lost when you have these very vibrant, wild prints. And I love to see details. I absolutely love to see the details in garments. I guess it's just a fashion interest as well as the sewing interest. I absolutely love to see the details. So me personally, I would choose a different type of fabric to showcase this. As you can see, like you can't even tell that this is a tiered skirt. And again, those details get lost. So personally, I would choose a different type of fabric. But other than that, I think this is an absolutely stunning outfit, and definitely can recreate this outfit with those patterns that I recommended. Next, let's take a look at this Marcelina floral puff sleeve top. And I think this is just absolutely stunning. Now, when I think of using florals or any type of prints, like abstract prints, I think of these types of silhouettes. So you don't have that many features in the pattern. You do have a puff sleeve with some elastic at the edge of the sleeve. And then you have like this peasant style neckline that has ties in the neckline that gathers the neckline. Those are the only two details that you have in the pattern. It's meant to be a loose fit peasant style top. And so I think floral details would not obstruct the features of the pattern. So as you can see here, you can still see you have an open neckline. You can definitely see the drawstring very clearly, and the florals don't take away from that at all. So that is what I'm talking about when I gave the commentary on the previous peplum top. You want something a little bit more simple if you're going to use fabrics that have big prints. So think of like pleated skirts, like really nice pleated skirts. You just have the pleats and the waistband, that's it, and then you can showcase the beautiful fabric. So absolutely love details like this. The neckline is very open and absolutely love it. I love, love, love this here. So for this one, we don't have too many patterns that's exactly like this. We do have some peasant style tops that have either round necklines that have drawstrings, but it's not necessarily, you're not necessarily gathering the entire neckline. But we do have some. We have the Simplicity S9469. If you use view A, you can also expand the sleeve head so that you can create gathers. We have the Style Arc Anita Peasant blouse. This one has raglan sleeves. I think the neckline is a little bit more similar to this neckline, but although the neckline is very similar to this neckline, you do have raglan sleeves, and so you do have a little bit of a different sleeve there. And then you can also use the Butterick B6764. So if we use view B, we can add ties around the neckline and omit the peplum and lengthen the top. So that way we can have a shirt instead of like this peplum at the lower edge of the top. You can just create your own top, omit the peplum, have a loose fitting top, and then add some drawstrings around the neckline. Now, you wouldn't be adding gathers around the neckline, but you can still get a similar style with that because it has an open V neckline. We do have some other peasant style tops that have gathering around the neckline, but you don't have like that V neck opening. There's a McCall's pattern, I believe, that I made a couple years ago that has a very similar neckline, but you have a band around that neckline. You do have gathers, but you have a band around the neckline. So we do have some that are similar to this, but not quite identical. But you can definitely make something like this using those types of patterns. And I think it's an absolutely stunning top and perfect for spring and summer. For the jeans, we do have quite a few jean patterns, and you can just select whatever kind of close fitting jeans. These look more like a boot cut jean, so you can definitely select boot cut jeans. My favorite pattern for boot cut jeans is the Butterick pattern. It has been around for quite some time, and it has many different variations in it, and that's one of the reasons why I like that pattern. So definitely can create this entire outfit with those pattern recommendations there. So this vest is the single-breasted floral applique vest by Badgley Mischka, and it's from the Badgley Mischka collection. And as you can see, it's also featured with the model wearing a pair of shorts as well. So you can definitely get the shorts and make it an outfit as well. Now, in terms of a deep V neckline vest that has like a shawl collar, I have not seen anything like that. If you guys happen to come across a vest or you know of a vest that's very similar to this, minus the appliques, because the appliques have to be recreated because they're just basically floral appliques that have been attached to the vest. So the vest itself is what we're looking at here, and you can see like the design of the vest. The floral detail makes it hard to kind of see the features of the vest, but you do have a shawl collar as well as some pockets on the lower edge of the vest. You have one button, so it's a single-breasted button front vest. So very simple styling. And I did think of a few things that we can do to create this style. We can use the Vogue V1913. Now this is a blazer pattern. We would have to omit the sleeves and create armhole facing. So we have to draft armhole armhole facings to get a similar silhouette, and then add a shawl collar to it. So if we want something like that, we can definitely do those things. You can also use the Butterick B5926, and again, you can create armhole facings. Now, if you want something with the shawl collar, you can definitely find a blazer pattern that has a shawl collar and then omit the sleeves, create yourself armhole facings, and I think you would be able to do that. But I'm just not seeing any vest patterns that have this deep V neckline, that single breasted, that has a shawl collar. If you guys have found something like that, if you know any patterns in either the commercial big four or indie patterns that if you know of any patterns, please let us know in the comment section below. But I absolutely adore this outfit. For the short pattern, you can pick up any short pattern and create yourself a pair of shorts to create this entire outfit. I thought that it was absolutely beautiful and stunning. If I were to make something like this, I would definitely put a t-shirt underneath because I don't do deep V necklines, but I absolutely love this. I thought it was absolutely stunning, 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 and you can definitely recreate something like this. You just would have to be a little bit more creative to get the features spot on. So here is another one of my favorite designs. This is the nipped vest by The Frame. And it's going to be a little bit hard to recreate something like this if you are looking for patterns with this same silhouette. We don't have patterns that have the exact same silhouette, and so we will have to do some modifications to get this. The Nomi ME2069, with a few modifications, we can definitely create something like this. It does have a nipped silhouette, and so you can omit the sleeves, drop the sleeve pattern a little bit, so you can get like this dropped sleeve here that is featured on this particular variation here that is shown by The Frame, and then you can straighten the hem. So you can definitely use that Nomi ME2069 to create something like this. You just have to do a few modifications to get what you want. And then also, again, you can select any type of short pattern and make yourself some jeans shorts, and then you can get this whole creation going here. So absolutely love this. I think the Nomi ME2069 with a few modifications would be absolutely stunning to recreate something like this. I told you all that we would be circling back to Veronica Beard, and that's because she's one of my favorite. I just can't get enough of her. This is the Leland stripe vest that retails for $398. I love, love, love this entire outfit. Absolutely love it. The vest is a knit vest, and so we are going to run into problems recreating knit vests because we just don't have that many knit vest patterns. But the Simplicity S9374 would probably be the closest pattern that we would have to create something like this. And I think that Simplicity pattern has a V neckline. This one has a high round neckline. Absolutely love this. I just love it. I love the stripe detail. I love the jeans and the heels. I just absolutely love this outfit here. But if you want to recreate this, you will definitely have to make a few modifications. I think it's doable. You just have to find the right pattern to start as a base, and then you can work from there. But this entire outfit is absolutely stunning. This Collins sleeveless knit tie front vest is also another one that I think is absolutely stunning. It does have a closer silhouette to the Simplicity S9374, so you can definitely recreate this, and it would be a little bit similar to that pattern because you have a band around the neckline as well as around the sleeves. So this fabric looks like it's a very thin ribbed fabric. And so just choose yourself a thin ribbed cream color fabric, as well as a black knitted fabric for your contrast. And this would definitely be a little bit more easier to create. All you have to do is size the pattern down a little bit. As you can see, the model is wearing it here, and it is closer to the body. The model on the patterns cover of the Simplicity pattern, you can see it's a little bit looser on her. And so I definitely would say you can make some slight modifications, but you can definitely get a closer look if you go with this style over the Veronica Beard style. But love both of them the same. I think they're both beautiful. And if you want to make a vest like this for spring and summer, I think you cannot go wrong with these types of styles. Let's take a look at a few of the vests that are coming out of the Posse website. And to get to this page, all I did was click on vests in the search menu on the main page. And it took me to this page here. And as you can see, we have 26 results. And at first glance, the two that I absolutely love the most is this one here, this Rio vest in black, and this Lorenzo high neck vest in chestnut. So let's look at the chestnut version first, because I absolutely love that one. So this here is very similar to me to the Nomi ME 2125. I feel like that pattern is going to be closest in design to many of the other vest patterns that we have. If you want to recreate something like this, I think the McCall's M8585 is a close second. I think you can definitely use either one of those patterns to recreate this gorgeous vest. As you can see, they feature this vest with a pair of shorts as well as a pair of pants. And I think either one, the pants or the shorts, would be absolutely gorgeous to create as a set with this vest. This is just absolutely stunning. I love everything about this vest. I think the color, the texture of the fabric. So if you take a look on the left at the bottom of the screen here, you'll see the description and you'll see what it features, like with the vest features. So it comes in a mid-weight linen. It has a V neckline, a high cut armhole area. You also have covered buttons in the center front as well. And you have a buckle at the back that you can get a closer silhouette with if you create a buckle to pull or cinch in the waist there. So absolutely love this. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and I think I am going to recreate this one myself. Out of all the vests that I have seen, I think the Lorenzo is one of my favorite. Here's another one of my favorite vests out of this site here. This is the Emma vest. The Emma vests come in several different colors, but here it is featured in black. And this one here is definitely McCall's M8585, hands down. This is going to be made with McCall's M8585. Absolutely love it. It has pockets on the side. I love the contrasting button details there. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. This whole outfit can be recreated with McCall's M8585. The entire outfit. Absolutely stunning. And I cannot do a video on vests and separates without including this beauty. Now, if you watch my Vogue pattern release video, this was definitely featured in that video because the Vogue V2118 is definitely the inspiration for this beauty here. So absolutely stunning. This is an absolute vision. You don't need any more pattern recommendations but Vogue V2118. I mean, that pattern is identical to this set here. It's so zoomed in. I hope you all can see the details here, but this is definitely spot on. This is definitely spot on, and you can definitely recreate this entire fit with that Vogue pattern if you are someone who likes these styles. I can definitely see this style. I don't know if you guys follow Anita by Handmade Designs. I've been following her for years, and this definitely screams her style. I can definitely see her create something like this and post something like this on Instagram and YouTube, and it would look absolutely stunning on her beautiful skin tone and her shape. I think this is absolutely stunning, and when I see things like this, I definitely think Anita can nail this look. Definitely can recreate this with that Vogue pattern there. Let's see her do her little twirl. Those beautiful, beautiful embellished buttons are absolutely stunning. They're calling them crystals, but they're absolutely stunning. I love this fit. I love the style, the color, the model, the everything, the handbag. I think they did a really, really good job on this outfit here. Let's see what it retails for. So the original price for the top only, so for the vest, was $1,690. It's 40% off for $1,000. I love it, but I don't know if it's $1,000 in my opinion, but absolutely gorgeous. And I think recreating something like this would be really perfect for summer and spring. So this is the Banana Republic site, and we only have one thing that we're really taking a look at on this site. They do have quite a few vests, but I just wanted to share with you the vest and the shorts that I like the most. And this is the Soho high-rise linen shorts, and you can also buy the vest as well. They're featuring this in the shorts at the moment, but you can definitely make the vest. As you can see, the vest is slit at the lower end of the vest, and so you only have 4 buttons, and the buttons are at the top. But once you get to the midsection, you can see this nice slit in the vest, very similar to the McCall's M8585. Again, the McCall's M8585 is a universal pattern in that if you want to make a slit top, you can definitely use that. However, you do have the round edge at the bottom of the top, and so it's not going to be squared. You do see a few patterns that squared. Some of the necklines are either squared or rounded, or a high round neckline. It just depends on what you want to go with. You definitely can create different elements. You can definitely redraft the lower bottom of the pattern or the top of the pattern to get the feature that you want, being as though it's only a vest pattern and you just have like the front and the back. Sometimes you have like princess seams, and so you have side panels, but for the most part, a lot of these are going to be so simple that you can definitely get into drafting very simple blocks, or just modifying like your neckline slightly or the hem slightly to get the style that you want. For the shorts, I would say the Butterick B6946. Now, I made that pattern a couple years ago, and I absolutely loved it. I think it was 2 summers ago I made it, and I absolutely love those shorts. You can do so many different variations of those shorts. I think you can do like a knee length or a mid thigh length. I think you have different variations there that you can create. So absolutely love these types of styles when it comes to the vests and the shorts here. Here you can see the vest featured in a pair of pants so that you can get an idea of how you can create different looks with similar vest and pants or short combos. So absolutely love, love, love all these different vests that are coming from high fashion as well as department stores alike. So absolutely love seeing these things. So these next three items, I have very specific patterns for these, so I don't have a lot in the way of commentary. I just wanted to share with you where these designs are coming from, just in case you decide to get the patterns and you want to recreate the styles. You can see how the style look on the model here. So this is the Carolina Herrera striped cap sleeve top. The Butterick B7028 is a recreation of this Carolina Herrera design. I'll go ahead and click on the image here so you can see what it looks like. Now, it's no longer available for purchase on any of the websites that I have been on. So Neiman Marcus, Bergdorf Goodman, all of the high fashion design websites like Nordstrom, all of those sites that usually sell this type of stuff, even on the Carolina Herrera site, these items are no longer available. So I think this is like a little bit of an older design, but I just wanted to go ahead and share with you this outfit here, just in case you are thinking about getting that Butterick pattern. You can take a look at this and kind of see where the inspiration is coming from. The Vogue V 2017 is definitely a recreation of this Dior beautiful top. Whoever the creator was for the Vogue pattern, I think it was Carlos. They nailed this design here. They really did. They replicated this very beautifully. I love the jacket vest style, off the shoulder style here. It's absolutely stunning. It's retailing for $4,300. So that is where that Vogue pattern, the inspiration, is coming from. And lastly, let's take a quick look at Anthropologie. If you go to the homepage and you type in vest, it'll bring up 194 products that's very similar to vest styles that we are looking at. This vest in the middle, absolutely stunning, reminds me of the Simplicity halter top vest that we just saw in I think it was the spring Simplicity release, I believe. Very, very similar. So this is the Halsey Slim button front vest. And again, I think that Simplicity pattern would be absolutely stunning to recreate this look here. I love a good vest mini dress. I think they are very fun as well. We don't have any vest mini dress patterns that's similar to this, but you can definitely create a vest mini dress with vest. All you have to do is lengthen the vest and get yourself a little cute mini dress. And I think this one particularly is absolutely stunning, specifically stunning against this model's skin tone. I love the pastel colors on her bright skin. Absolutely gorgeous. This Sunday in Brooklyn sequin dress is absolutely stunning. Absolutely love, love, love this. Obviously, you would just need to choose some sequin fabric, but you would definitely need to find a vest pattern that can accommodate those types of fabrics. If not, I think this would be so easy to recreate. It looks as if you're working with two pattern blocks, the front and the back. And so I think this would definitely be easy to recreate, even if you got a shirt pattern that was very similar to this, that has a V neckline. It looks like you're going to have a concealed button closure or some type of clasp that you're using to keep the garment closed, but I love it. I love it. I think it's an absolute vision. This is gorgeous. Love this dress here. I don't have any recommendations, unfortunately. I just think you have to get a little creative in order to create something like this. And because it's just a simple, you can see the simple lines and that it was designed with the simple pattern block, you don't have to do much in way of being creative and, you know, having, you know, creative vision that is out of this world, I think you can definitely create something like this with very simple pattern blocks. There's another beautiful outfit here by Simone Miller, the Del Mar linen vest, but you also see it featured with the shorts as well. Again, I love a good pinstripe print because it's going to be simple and easy. You cannot go wrong with a black and white pinstripe fabric because it's going to be very, very similar to most of the designs that you see. You just have to make sure that you get the thickness of the stripes right. But other than that, black and white is going to be standard. I love the shorts. I love the vest. This is a very simple and easy set to recreate. So this would be fun for spring and for summer. And I think it's absolutely stunning. So those are all of the things that I wanted to share with you today. I hope that you had fun hanging out with me today, looking at the vests and the tops and the separates. Thank you. If you reached the end of this video, thank you for watching the video in its entirety. I hope you all have a happy and blessed sewing week, and stay tuned for part 3 of this series. We will be taking a look at collections and looking at designer collections and seeing what the spring and summer collections have to offer and what we can create from those. Thank you again for sticking around and hanging out with me today. I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful sewing week, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye.